and giving Los Angeles extra possessions to start this game.
Doncic sees two, pardon me. That was Anthony Edwards, saw two, got through the lane.
Austin Reeves had that shot right at the beginning, but so smart, taking it into the middle of the lane, drawing two and kicking it.
And Randall. Doncic off the dribble handoff. Finney Smith checked into the ball game. Luka is on one right now to start this game. Hachimura from deep. Laces it.
Another offensive rebound. And one of only 4 teams. And you're talking about OKC, Boston, and Cleveland as the other 3.
Yeah. All 60-win teams as McDaniels hits the wing 3 to make it a 5-point lead for the Lakers.
Shot defense against the Lakers has been pretty good to start, but they've given up so many offensive rebounds.
Doncic is locked in. We're on a fish grease alert right now. He's up to 12 already here in the first quarter.
Well, using him as a screener, then he just pops right back out.
Naz Reid with a classy move to the basket. DiVincenzo with the rebound. Edwards running the lane in full flight, raises up and lays it home. That time they finish, Jay.
Well, and that's how he can get going a little bit.
Finch makes the call offensively. Edwards steps through and lays it home on the floater.
Just parked in the corner for a step-in 3.
Here's Randall, cross court to Alexander Walker from deep. He's been shooting it at over 40% this year.
So you have to take away his left, but catch and shoot opportunities, he knocks down those open ones.
Inside, Vando got his own miss. Vanderbilt back out to Finney Smith, open from deep. Rattles it home.
We're here in Los Angeles for the first round presented by ESPN Bet Sportsbook with Chris Finch, the head coach of the T-Wolves. What did you make of that first quarter for your squad?
Yeah, too many second chance points. I think they had 11 of them. That's really where they got a bunch of their cheap threes. And, we did a good job in the first shot defense. Got to take care of that.
Doncic 16 in that first quarter. How do you try to limit his effectiveness?
Yeah, we're going to throw different things at him. But, again, we got to take care of the glass when we make them.
Chris, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
It's interesting that LeBron, for the first time in a playoff game, did not score in the first quarter. Boy, what a game a little bit earlier between the Clippers and the Nuggets. Reeves on the drive. Little giant killer, giant slayer over McDaniels. And speaking of drives, Alexander Walker into Randall. 10 on the shot clock. Back out to Reed for 3 for the lead. Got it. And Minnesota has stormed back here in the early portion of the second quarter.
Dunks this year for the Lakers, but it gives them a little more rim protection with him in there.
McDaniels left that short, got it back and laid it in over Hachimura.
Both freshmen together playing for Mike Hopkins is now with the Phoenix Suns.
James spins, fires, got it, and one. LeBron James on the board. Good defense by DiVincenzo. Alexander Walker on the fly. James packed that.
He knew that all the way, timed that out perfectly.
Sees 2, good nail help by LeBron. Raises up anyway, and it comes off. Back out to Reed for 3. And Naz Reid laces the deep one. And Gobert got the block on James. Off and running again, a 3-on-2. Reed out to the three-point line. Splash down. Timeout Lakers. Here's Edwards with 6 points in the ballgame. Facing Finney Smith. They shrink the floor on him. Randall on the drive. The kick to Reed. And another 3-ball by the reigning 6th man of the year.
He's got the athleticism and strength to go through just about anybody. Go over.
Here's the King with the ball. James out front against Reed. A long 2 is good. James with the rebound. Another opportunity for Los Angeles. 10 on the shot clock. Finney Smith. Back to James. Foul and 1.
And is the inbounder.
DiVincenzo. Here he is off the wide action, and DiVincenzo pulls it and laces the deep 3. Dante with some dynamite to end the first half.
And they outscored the Lakers 20-10 in the paint and really shut off the offensive glass in that second quarter, where they outscored LA by 18.
Edwards sprays it out to McDaniels. The corner 3 is pure. Shot clock down to 5. Edwards got to get busy, got downhill. Floater comes off, got it back. Randall from deep, and they cash in on a second opportunity.
Reeves was 1 of 6 in that first half. And Minnesota went after him on the defensive end.
Edwards, it's butter. Minnesota on a roll.
They didn't score any fast break points in that first half, as you mentioned, Jay, and that they need to get back to being the aggressors. We've seen that certainly carry on here as LeBron James nails a three-pointer from the corner.
Yeah, the last time these two teams met, ironically, in the conference finals, Rudy Gobert converting on the high handoff. Back out to Edwards, one more to Randall. Got Luka in the air. Float game, comes out, got it back. Randall and one. Julius Randall putting some muscle in his hustle.
It takes some time after a trade for everybody to get used to one another.
They turn over Doncic. Connolly pulls the three, and it's all coming up good for the Timberwolves. 2 on the shot clock. Hachimura has to pull. And that's a great stop for Minnesota.
About as tough a 2 as you're going to take.
Off the dribble 3, Anthony Edwards, hotter than fish grease. Doncic looking for the post up, and Reeves almost threw it away. He does. McDaniels, and Minnesota has numbers. McDaniels onto the corner. Edwards sets his feet. Wet. That thing splashes again.
Yeah, he had been just 2 of 19 from 3 in April.
Found his groove at the right time. So did this guy. Naz Reid connects again. Jay, I ask you, what has happened to the prolific production of Doncic that we saw in the first quarter?
Well, they're resolute on the offensive end. You've got a big lead here. You cannot be turning the ball over like that.
They just did. Here's James. Puts his shoulder down, put his head down, got the lay.
Minnesota just playing 5 out. And Austin Reeves went for another shot fake.
Got an easy one there. Somebody hit the snooze button defensively for Minnesota. Lead back up to 19. Doncic has to work expeditiously and got it to go! Off glass at the buzzer. Crippling for the Timberwolves. Randall going to do a little bit more heavy lifting at that end of the floor. Knocks down the midi. Luka trying to press up on Ant with pristine, pulchritudinous footwork. Edwards knocks down the midi.
It looked like it was going to be a little cross screen and then down screen for the screener, but he cut it short to get that 3.
Edwards off the bounce, spins back out to a wide open Randall. Cash out. Got his air fryer out, ready to cook. Ant-Man gets it back, pulls the 3, and it's wet. Playing some of the best basketball of the season towards the end of the year. James drives the closeout and punches it home.
Lakers now looking like a little 2-3 zone. They did a lot of that against Oklahoma City.
McDaniels attacks it, got the short midi. Edwards, Hachimura. Edwards with the tween. Over to Reed, catch and shoot 3 on the way, and he laces another one. Wow, and a little room service off the careless pass. DiVincenzo flying charter. And the lead balloons back to 111 to 90. LeBron comes with the double and help. Good catch by McDaniels. Little sidestep, little afro step into the paint.
Well, they're outstanding defensively. The problem for Orlando is they haven't been able to score efficiently.
Yeah. They really struggle at that end of the floor a lot of times as Dalton connects.
And for Minnesota, who only finished 1 game off of the Lakers, I mean, they had 49 wins on the season, but they finished the year 17-4. And when healthy, they've been as good as anybody.
Yeah.
This is a remarkable basketball game.
Minnesota takes game 1. They say that a series doesn't begin